Hey guys, Mika here, and I'm bringing you a wonderfully crafted custom concert-sized ukulele hailing all the way from Japan. It's from the Ibaraki prefecture, so it's like northeast of the Tokyo, or Tokyo if any of you folks have been there, pretty close, right next door. Again, in Japan, and luthier is Akira Niihori. So we have a wonderfully constructed and built concert ukulele, all mahogany here on the front, sides and back of the instrument. It's also paired nicely with a Hawaiian curly koa binding that wraps all the way around the instrument, just like that. And small little detail, you have a black purfling that also is underneath that koa binding on the top that wraps all the way around the instrument. Then also on the sides, you have a side port right here. And then here on the front, we have a slight black and wood purfling that wraps around the perimeter of the instrument, just like that. And also a bird's eye maple rosette right here with a slightly bigger than normal sound hole right here on the instrument. And then you have an ebony bridge, fretboard, and lace wood. Might be one of the first times I'm ever seeing lace wood on an instrument ever. So it's really cool to see it, really nice patterns, grain patterns on the wood itself. So really nice. And then here on the back of the headstock, satin finish with a mahogany wood neck. And then you have your Goto tuners in the silver and black aesthetic, so really nice. And here on the fretboard, you also have a radius fretboard. So for me, I personally believe that it makes a difference when you're holding your bar chords or, slightly more complicated chords like this. I have radius fretboards on my instruments as well. And then what's really cool, two cool things on this instrument is one, the orientation of the fret markers on the fretboard. So usually it's kind of dead center in the middle, but this one, it is slightly, when I look at it, left justified. So you can have it right here on fret 3, 5, 7, 10, double on 12, 15, and 17. And then the side fret markers right here, you have it on 3, 5, 7, 10, double on 12, 15, and 17. Now, the other cool thing that I wanted to mention, and this might be a first, I've played a lot of ukuleles over the years. We have not 14 frets to the body, not 15 frets to the body, but 14 and a half frets to the body. So I kind of noticed it because the fret marker is right in the middle of the fret of that 15th fret, and it pretty much lines up right there. So 14 and a half fret joint to the body. So that is the first. It's really cool to see that. But yeah, so that's all the specs of the instrument. And, the playability of it's really nice. I'd say it's probably like normal setup. So it's nicely balanced for, those who don't want too low of a setup because, you play hard or you want a louder sounding instrument. It's not too high to where you got to like death grip your ukulele and it feels uncomfortable to play. So it's a nicely set up instrument. And then the sound, wow, this is my first impression is an extremely squeaky, clean instrument. And it has a really just very sweet sound. It's interesting because this is mahogany, but it almost gives off like a koa in my way of thinking of sound. It has like a koa sound, but this is mahogany. So it has a very sweet mid-range kind of tone. So it just feels really good. It just, I don't know. Maybe this is weird to say, but it sits in the atmosphere just very nicely. So whenever I hear like I don't know, it just feels good. I don't know, the vibrations or just the pitches. It just really, the strings really mesh really well together. So like, yeah, it just sounds really, really, really nice. So everything just meshes really well. When you're doing like chord comping, super clean, the chord comping. But even when you're playing up here, just wow. That 10th fret. Beautiful vibrato, beautiful sustain. Now, one thing I do want to say is, although it doesn't have, say, the volume of a tenor, because you have a smaller body, you're not going to get as much sound. I want to say it has the maturity and the tone of a tenor. So what does that mean? So even though it's not loud and it doesn't project as much as a tenor, which that's just how it is, it's a concert, right? Just when I'm playing on the upper frets, the intonation super clean, just the sustained vibrato is just so nice up here. And when you're playing, especially like a soprano and even concerts, when you're playing upper, in the upper parts of the fretboard, fret 8, 9, 10, 12, you lose a lot of volume, sustain, clarity, because it's just a smaller instrument. You don't have much body to get that reverberation of the sound and stuff. So it has a really nice sound for a concert size. These open strings. Wow. Yeah, check out those harmonics. So clean. All right, here we go. So let's do a sound sample on this bad boy. Clean harmonics. Yeah, so this is a fun instrument to play so clean again. So here's what this instrument will sound like with some strumming.